Hello friends, a warm welcome from Aussie's group PTE-tutorials.com. My name is Malcolm and I'm back again for the live session on PTE. Today is a beautiful day in Melbourne. We have got our expo, the Education Expo, going on at our office on Elizabeth Street. It's the first expo held over there. 15 institutes from all around Melbourne, including VIT, La Trobe College and Swinburne University have participated. So still it's going on till 5 p.m. So you still have time. So in case you're looking for anything to do with education, kindly visit our office on level 1, 7 to 9 Elizabeth Street, just next to Flinders Station. So friends, the purpose of today's video is obviously I'm going to talk about the reading module, and that's why the name of today's session is Get 90 in Reading with Malcolm. So now the thing is that many people I've seen, they struggle in the reading module. Many people find it a bit difficult because generally the concept of reading which comes to the brain immediately as you hear the word reading is that it includes a lot of vocabulary, a lot of grammar, but mainly people think a lot about vocabulary. So that's one of the things with the reading module in PT. Believe me friends, reading is not that difficult. Just need to be a bit smart about managing the time in reading, because many times it's time management because of which we don't get the desired score. Like I've seen many times people are stuck around 64, 63, those who require 65, and those who need 79 are stuck somewhere around 77, 76, 78. I've had many students of my own, they are stuck on 78 in reading on number of tests, number of occasions. So that's the problem with the reading module. Now, before I start anything, just to let you know that very recently Aussie's group came up with a prediction file. So the PTE-tutorials.com, which is a part of Aussie's group, Aussie is the main company. So PTE-tutorials.com, all the tutors, they got together and they collected and collated a set of questions which could come in the real exams as well. So we took the exam memories from a lot of students and we have made a prediction file for the month of February. So if you don't have it already, I would highly recommend you to go to a Telegram group. Telegram is an application, you can download it on your phone. Install Telegram, go to PTE Tutorials, that's the name of the group, PTE-tutorials, and once you're there, just search for a prediction file. It's called the February prediction file. It's a PDF document of 128 pages. Kindly install that and download that file. Chances are you will get many questions from that prediction file in your upcoming exam in the month of February. Now, why I'm talking about this prediction file is because obviously all my students have access to it. I have shared it with everyone. So it's free. You can also avail that. And questions do come from that file. Believe me, friends, they do come from that prediction file. I'll also leave a link where you can download it directly in the comments section once the video is done. So download that also. Now, coming to that, in the last 2 weeks, many of my students have been getting questions from that prediction file and from other questions which we give in the class, obviously. Now, I'll just give an example very quickly to make you understand how the scoring in reading works. I won't name the student, but she's my student, very good student of mine since few months. Now, this girl, she told me she got total 15 questions in the reading module, just 15, and the total timer was around 32 minutes. The next thing she said, she told me that Malcolm, out of 15 questions, 11 questions were repeated. Just imagine. Out of 15 questions, 11 questions were correct. So very happily, she messaged me that I'm sure I'm going to get 79% reading. And she has taken PT many times, and again, she's never got a score in reading. That's the only thing she was lacking in. So she was very happy after the test. She messaged me, called me. So then I told her that that's good. Now let's wait till tomorrow. You'll get your scorecard. Hopefully, it's going to be a good score. Now, unfortunately, late night, that night itself, she sent me a message. Sir, everything I got 8 each except reading. Just imagine, friends, 11 out of 15 questions repeated from the material. Still, her reading score was 75. Only 75 out of 90. And I'm using the word only because it should have been definitely more than 79. 11 questions. So then I asked her that, tell me, like, what do you think has gone wrong? Actually, I didn't even need to ask her, but I still asked her out of courtesy. So she said, sir, everything was fine. And I also got 90 in speaking. So I don't understand how my reading score is 75. 90 in speaking, 90 in writing, 89 is listening, 75 in reading. And this has happened in the past as well with her. So now the problem is, that something like this generally happens because of read aloud. The first task in the speaking module is, as all of you know, it's called read aloud. Now the problem with read aloud is people take it not too seriously, which means people take it very lightly. If you don't take read aloud seriously, believe me friends, you can't get a good score in reading. And as I said, the girl has a score of 90 in speaking, her oral fluency is 90, her pronunciation score is also 90, but her reading score is just 75, and obviously her speaking score is also 90. So the thing is that the girl, maybe she spoke too fast in her read aloud. Her speed of speaking, bit too fast. Now if you're fast, a bit fast, it's okay. If you're a bit too fast, fluency score still will be 90, pronunciation can also be 90, but the software doesn't understand the content. It doesn't pick up the content clearly. If the software doesn't pick up the content clearly, you don't get a good score in reading. So unfortunately, that's the reason the girl was stuck on 75 in her reading score. So coming to the main thing in the reading module, and before that, lots of people have left their comments. Sazina Nemkul is asking the name app or the app name for iOS. So on iOS or Android, the name of the application is PTE Tutorials, but Sazina, right now I'm not talking about the app, I'm talking about a group. It's a group called PTE Tutorials. You need to download an app called Telegram. Telegram is the name of the app, and as you can see, one of my colleagues has already left the link to download that also. Go to the app also, so you can just go to the Telegram group, right? So you also got a reply from one of my colleagues back in India, so thank you Bhavesh for that. So just go to that app, the Telegram group, and you'll get the real test questions. Now coming to the main thing, as I was talking about, friends, read aloud is extremely important. Don't take it lightly. Now in read aloud, problem is sometimes, and actually many times, everybody has a different opinion for it. Everybody has a suggestion. And many times, people who get 90 in speaking dole out advices very freely because they've got 90 in speaking. They think they know everything in speaking, and then they just say, do this, do that. But the problem is, they have got 90. Maybe one or two of their friends have got 90 because of their advice, but still maybe they're not able to know the intricacies of the software. So first things first, don't listen to everybody who gives you an advice on speaking. Maybe the person is good with his English, maybe the person is good with his, some knowledge about PTE, but maybe he's not an expert, maybe she's not an expert. So when it comes to advice, I would recommend just take advice from somebody who is on the group, mainly Telegram group, somebody who can listen to you, who has trained thousands of people. For example, I've trained around 8,000 or 9,000 people in the last 3 years, which is a lot of people. You can imagine how many people I've come across with in these last 3 years. Similarly, the other tutors on Telegram, even they are very, very experienced. So share your samples on Telegram and people will be giving you feedback for free. It's a very helpful environment, very congenial one. People are more than willing to help you out over there. That's the first thing. Same thing, Sidhu is commenting, same with me, sir, I got 12 questions repeated, and same, I got only 74 in reading. I'm really sorry, Sidhu, to hear that. So as I said, try to analyze the way you are speaking in read aloud. Maybe if you are too fast, it won't help you. Maybe if you are too slow, it's not good enough. You need to speak at the correct pace, take the correct pauses. Too many pauses are not good, too few pauses, definitely not good, and the pace has to be neutral. Not too fast, not too slow. Even the voice should be neutral, not too strong, not too soft. So basically try to speak at a relatively medium pace, neutral pace, not too much intonation should be there. So yes, you are commenting that yes, I did too fast, and you're saying I did it too fast. I'm really sorry to hear that, but be a bit careful and read aloud. Like many coaching institutes I've seen worldwide, they just suggest speak fast, speak fast. No, you don't have to speak very fast. You have to be okay. The software also needs to understand. It's not a human being, but if it doesn't understand, we don't get any points. So that's the thing. Maninder is asking what's going on over here. So hi Maninder, good to have you over here. This is a live session for PTE regarding the reading module. My name is Malcolm and I'm one of the PTE tutors with Aussie's group, one of the main tutors. So thank you. This is a PTE session. In case you're looking for PTE, stay tuned. Well, coming to the next thing, another important task for reading, priority number 2 after read aloud, always goes to fill in the blanks in the reading module. Now blanks are of two types in reading. The first are what we call drag and drop blanks, and the second are what we call drop down blanks. So drag and drop blanks are popularly called reading and writing blanks, and drag and drop blanks are obviously just reading blanks. Now both of these are very important for the reading score, for a high score in reading, but drop down blanks, which are the reading and writing blanks, are very important even for your writing score. And 90% chance that your reading module will start with the drop down blanks, that is the reading and writing blanks. So when the drop down blanks are the first task, it's the best thing. You have more time, you can be a bit relaxed, you can analyze your options, so don't waste too much time on the other tasks. Instead of that, take more time on the drag and drop blanks. The drop down blanks, I'm sorry. Secondly, Naren is also asking a question like, I normally complete the single RA task in less than 20 seconds. Still my reading score was 73 and 76 in 2 attempts. So Naren, what is the point of getting 73 and 76? I'm sure you're looking for 79 plus. So it's not that we have to finish the task in 20 seconds. Sometimes some people finish it less than 20, still are very clear. Sometimes people take more than 20 and still are very clear. Now if you're too slow, it's not good. If you're too fast, it's not good. So try to keep a neutral speed. Try to finish somewhere around 23, 24. Without listening to you, or anyone, it's very difficult for somebody like me to comment like, is the speed good enough? We need to listen, obviously. Well, there's another question. Kamal is over here as well. Hi Malcolm, in my first attempt, I lagged by 2 marks in reading, got 77. My speaking score was 90, listening 88, and writing 78. So can you please suggest any strategy to improve, please? So Kamal, I've talked with you personally on Telegram as well, on private chat. So as I told you before as well, be a bit careful in read aloud. Don't be too slow, don't be too fast. Pause only when it's required, only when you have to breathe. And that should also be at a punctuation mark. Except a punctuation mark, try not to pause anywhere. Otherwise the fluency goes down, even the reading score goes down. So don't take extra pauses. Again, I'm repeating, don't be too fast also. Now, since your writing score is also 78, there could be a problem also with your drop down blanks in reading, the reading and writing blanks, which is the first task in the reading module generally. So please be very careful. I suspect that is where you've made the mistakes in drop down blanks. It's very unfortunate you lost by just 1 or 2 points, but that's life. It happens, unfortunately. I'm really sorry. But I'm sure you'll get the score in your next attempt. So be careful with the drop down blanks in reading. And listening is 88, which means overall it's gone pretty well. But also be careful in listening, fill in the blanks, and write from dictation in the listening module. Excuse me. Both of those are very important tasks, all right? Listening blanks and write from dictation. So be careful about those tasks also. Well, another question is by Sai Kumar. Please help me in fill in the blanks. To be frank, I'm a little bit weak in grammar. Yes, Sai, many people are a bit weak in grammar. Now in grammar, generally the thing is we need to understand the tenses, like past tense, present tense, future tense, singular, plural, is, was, are, were, has been, have had been, something like that, So need to understand the tense as well. Another thing is always try to understand the parts of speech as well. Parts of speech means there are 8 total parts of speech. Generally, it's a very boring topic to have a conversation on, but still there are 8 parts of speech. Nouns, verbs, pronouns like he, she, it, adverbs, something which qualifies a verb is an adverb, like generally most of the adverbs in English end with ly. He ran quickly. How did he run quickly? So running is an action, it's a verb, quickly is an adverb. Next part of speech is an adjective, something that describes a noun as an adjective, like he is a smart person. Person is a thing, noun. How is the person? Smart. So smart is an adjective. Next part of speech is a conjunction, and or nor. Next part of speech is what we call a preposition. What are prepositions? Words like in, on, of, for, by, to, over, under. So generally prepositions come before a noun or after a noun, like sense of relief. So of is a preposition. Before that generally you have a noun. And the last part of speech is called an interjection, means some emotion which is shown with an exclamation mark, generally like oh, exclamation mark, alas, hooray, something with an exclamation. So try to understand the parts of speech, try to understand the context. Most important thing in blanks is always logic. Whether you're good at vocabulary, not that good. Try to eliminate the wrong answers. Be a bit patient with blanks. Don't hurry up in blanks. It's not a very smart thing to do. And always practice like 20-30 blanks a day. For 1 month you practice 30 blanks a day. In a month you can do like 350 blanks easily. So that's the best way to, you know, improvise with fill in the blanks. That's only what you need to do. And yes, as I said, please download the prediction file from the Telegram group. A lot of real test questions can come from that file, definitely in reading module as well. All right, thank you. Now Pradeep Isaac has a question. I got 90 in speaking, 85 in listening, 84 in writing, 78 in reading. Any suggestion for reading? Yes, sir, definitely. Focus on read aloud. Don't be too slow. Don't be too fast. Also focus on fill in the blanks, all the blanks in the reading module. And just be a bit careful with the reorder paragraphs also. They are also a bit important in the overall perspective of things for the reading score. Because in reorder paragraphs, you get 1 point per pair. So try to get as many pairs as you can. And lastly, also be very careful with highlight incorrect words in the listening module. That's the second last task in the listening module, highlight incorrect words. So try to be very accurate with that as well, because that also influences the reading score very heavily. So please be careful with that also. And yes, lastly, last but not the least, in summarize written text, the first task of the writing module, try to pick up the main phrases. Try to get the main content from the passage. Don't paraphrase too much, because if the meaning changes, the content might not remain the same as in the passage. If the content is not the same, you can't get a good score in reading. For reading, content has to be from the passage. So main words from the passage, kindly keep them in your answer. Don't remove them as well. All right, thank you. Well, Sidhu Hayar has a question. Hi sir, I got 64 in listening. I'm using a format for listening. Is it right, or do I have to pick up content from the transcripts? See, it's okay even if you use a format. If you use a template, it's fine. But whatever you do, don't make mistakes. 2 mistakes will not be tolerated. First is spelling mistakes. Second is typing mistakes, mainly grammatical mistakes. And you know, spaces after every full stop, spaces after a comma. So these are called mainly typing errors. So grammar mistakes, spelling mistakes will not be tolerated because it's a software. So we need to be pretty accurate. Secondly, when it comes to writing, especially for the summaries in listening, if you're not sure about the spelling of a word, don't write that word. Don't take a chance with spelling. If the spelling doesn't match, it's a big problem in the writing and the listening score, because content also then, it's off content. If it's a wrong spelling, it doesn't matter. So if you're not sure, please don't write a spelling. All right, please remember that also. Thank you. SK Patel has a question. Read aloud. Our speaking word is 100% matched with the software, but your question disappeared. Sorry. Just a second. There's one more question over here. So, well, SK Patel, if you can just type your question again. Okay. Siddharth has a question. Sir, in retail lecture, is it necessary to include all key points, or can I add just 3 or 4 key points and focus on fluency? You can include like 4 or 5 key points. They are more than enough. But yeah, fluency is very important. So try to be fluent. Don't think too much. There should not be any, pauses like no. So focus on fluency. Include as many words as you can from the audio. That's it. Sidhu says, I was suffering in listening. Please give me some tips. Well, the best tip is that you can use a template, as I said, Sidhu, but even the template should be used in the correct way. Because I've seen, unfortunately, many people don't know how to use a template. They're not comfortable with picking up what words to pick up from the passage. Sometimes you have to pick up a noun, but if you pick up an adjective, it changes the meaning. For example, let's say the audio is about modern art. Let's say you write a template like, the speaker is talking about modern art. Now, if you write that, it's okay. If you write, the speaker is talking about modern. Let's say you wrote down just modern from the audio. The speaker is talking about modern, full stop. Does it make any sense? No, it doesn't make any sense. So what I'm trying to say is, you just need to be a bit smart using a template also. Many times people blindly follow a template, not the very right thing to do. So just be a bit careful. Well, Maninder is asking, can you please guide in repeat sentence? They are so lengthy to speak. You are right, sir, they are very lengthy. But the thing about repeat sentences is, just try to think from a different perspective. If you make mistakes in a lengthy sentence, you lose points, obviously. Just imagine, if you speak a lengthy sentence correctly, you can also get something like, lot of points. So basically, it's a two-way road. If you do the right thing correctly in a difficult situation, you will be rewarded for that also. PT also knows that if a sentence is lengthy, it is difficult. So obviously you get more points for a difficult sentence. So instead of debating whether it's lengthy, short, what I'm saying is just practice it before you enter the test center. On the day of your test, the main task which we should practice, before we enter the test center, that should be ideally repeat sentence. Because the brain, there's something called like short-term memory, STM it's called. So short-term memory, needs to be charged up. So like igniting a car, ignition needs to be given like in the olden days, you need to keep a car running for some time, after then it starts. Same thing, the brain also, sometimes need that ignition. So just practice 30-40 repeat sentences quickly and then enter the test center. So generally, that's the best way to go about it. Hope it helps. Thank you. Well, Siddharth has a question. In summarized spoken text, is it necessary to end summary including in a conclusion line? No, it's not compulsory. Nothing is compulsory. The guideline doesn't say that it is compulsory, so it's not compulsory. But if you want, you can just include one word, like lastly, comma, hence, comma, therefore, comma, to conclude, comma. No harm, right? It's just 1 or 2 words. You can write up to 70 words in summaries. So it's okay. You can just start with that one word, to conclude, or lastly, therefore, something like that, it's symbolic of a conclusion. That's the only reason. Thanks. Naren has another question. Sir, these are my scores. Attempt 1. Speaking 90, writing 87, listening 79, reading 76. And there's one more person who is asking, one more, attempt 2. Speaking 90, writing 80, listening 90, reading 73. Still wondering where I went wrong. Was it RA or FIB or something like that? So, well, very difficult to predict, Naren, where you went wrong. But my guess is that if pronunciation score is a bit low, maybe around 50 or something, 60 or something, 65 or something, chances are you made a mistake in read aloud. But even if it's 90, even if pronunciation is 90, sometimes it's very difficult to predict whether there's a mistake in read aloud or not. As I said, the student I have, she got 11 questions repeat, her pronunciation score is 90, fluency is 90, speaking is 90, reading 75. So even with 90 in pronunciation, her problem I think is with read aloud. So even you could be having the same problem, so that's what I'm trying to say. So focus on everything a bit, read aloud, fill in the blanks and reorder paragraphs and highlight incorrect words. These 4 tasks mainly. Well, Sazina has a question. I struggle in read aloud and there are dates and mention and abbreviations like DIY. So do you read DIY or DIY in full form? Another is when you see percentage or temperatures, can you please suggest what to do? Very simple rule. In the instruction it's written, read it naturally and clearly and loudly. Now the meaning of the word naturally is as you do in your day-to-day life. So if it's written $500, you don't have to say $500. Obviously you'll say $500 because that's how we say naturally. Similarly, 39 degrees Celsius, we have to say like that. And if it's DIY, then just say DIY. If it's DIY, brackets, do it yourself, just say DIY, do it yourself. You don't have to say the word bracket, but you have to say DIY, do it yourself. So basically just say what is on the screen. Don't think too much. Thank you. Maninder has a question. Can I use the same template in 2 essays? Will it fetch me 79 plus? Yes, maybe you can. You can use same template. I think you will still get 79 plus. There should not be a problem with the template. Thank you. Next question, Siddharth. What is the maximum limit of words in summarized spoken text? 74 to 75, good enough or less than 75? Sir, in summarized spoken text, maximum limit is 70, not 74, not 75. Even if you write the 71st word, there is a penalty, so maximum is 70, okay? Please be careful, not 71. Next question, Shruti is asking, for which questions an exam carry negative marking? First thing, there is nothing like negative marking. The thing is called partial negative marking. Partial negative means +1 for right answer, -1 for wrong answer. Even if you select 1 and if it's 0, still you get 0. I mean, even if it's wrong, you get 0. So let's say in multiple choice, multiple answers in the reading module, you select 2 options, both are wrong. So you don't get -2, you still get 0 because the minimum possible score is 0. So that's the scoring. There is no overall negative marking. The only thing is partial negative marking. There are 3 tasks in PT which have partial negative marking. One is multiple choice, multiple answers in the reading module. Second is multiple choice, multiple answers in the listening module. And third is highlight incorrect words in the listening module. So these are the 3 tasks which have partial negative marking. +1 for the right response, -1 for the wrong response. Even if all your responses are wrong, you still get 0. Rohit Reddy has a question, how to pronounce years? So if you say 2005, 2005, you say 2005. If you say 1982, you say 1982. So generally with the zeros series like 2007, it's best to say 2007, 2018, 2019, something like that. But just read it the way it is. If it's 1850S, you just say 1850s. That's it. Repeat the lectures. So Zina is asking, what is the best way to get a good score? Best way is that you need to be really quick in taking notes, and then you need to be really fluent in talking. So noting has to be really fast, and obviously the speaking part also has to be fluent enough to get a good score. Try to note down as many words as you can. Alright, so that's the best way. Well, Akshay, you have sent me a scorecard, but on my computer screen, it's very difficult to see your score. I can just see your overall score. It's 83, which is a good score. You recently took your test. That also I can see in February, on February 9th. I think you missed your mark in reading and writing. Yeah, speaking is 90, listening is also 85. Reading and writing, you got 78, 77. So Akshay, you need to focus on the blanks in reading mainly. Reading and writing both are down, which means you made mistakes in the drop-down blanks most probably. So that's where you need to focus on. Also try to focus on summarize written text in the writing module, because to write a summary, you need to read the passage and then you write, and reading and writing both are integrated. So summarize written text and drop down blanks in the reading module. That's where I think you should focus more. You have to focus on everything, but these two more. Archie Patel has a question. In multiple choice, can negative marks forward to the next question? No, Archie, negative marks cannot forward to the next question. Scoring is per question. So basically, one question is finished, it doesn't impact the next question. So you don't need to worry about that, alright? One question, 1 point. Maulik has a comment as well. Friends, let's not get digress. Let the master speak about reading. It's important. Asking summarize spoken text and other questions like where do we need to work can be asked later. Happy to see you, Maulik. You are the master in grammar. I know that. Vocabulary, grammar is your forte. Writing is your forte. So thank you. Thank you for the comment. Thank you. So as I was talking, mainly for reading, friends, focus in fill in the blanks, focus only on logic. Logic always wins in PT. English comes much later. That's what I tell everyone. If you're logically convinced that it is the right answer, it will be the right answer 99% of the times. But the problem is, sometimes people think a bit too fast. People decide in hurry. Hurrying up in blanks, not a smart thing to do. The score will go down 100%. So even if you're good at your vocabulary, even if you're good with everything, logic and everything, once you have set the answers, once you fill up the answers, just take some more time, check everything. It's a story. The story should make sense. If it doesn't make sense, something is not correct in our sense. So obviously try to think like that. All right. So thank you. Another thing is, yes, one more question. Maninder is asking, I am practicing reading and writing FIB from very long. Instead of progressing, I'm going down. Well, that's a bit sad to know. But Maninder, it means that you need to change the way you practice. It's not how much we practice, it's how we practice. So try to get in touch with somebody who can help you out. If you're in Melbourne, you can definitely join us at our Melbourne CBD branch in the city. In case you're in India, you can just follow the webinars we have on Facebook often, and we also have webinars on Zoom. So just join our channel, which is called PTE Tutorials. It's on Telegram, and you'll get a lot of updated material. You'll understand good techniques also. And please, all of you, just go to YouTube. Just search PTE Tutorials. We've got like more than 300-400 videos. All right, 300 to 400 videos on PTE Tutorials, the YouTube channel. Many of the videos have me, have Maulik, and I've got a lot of teachers over here at Australia and India. So try to see those videos. There's a wealth of knowledge in those videos, lots of examples, lots of techniques, lots of scoring discussion. Very, very helpful indeed. So just go to and utilize all these sources. All of these are free sources. You don't have to pay anything, obviously. And as I said, friends, without fail, just download the prediction file. A lot of effort has gone behind making that prediction file. We'll be sharing the link as well. I'll be sharing it on my Facebook page also. Please join me and become my friend on my Facebook page. My name on Facebook is Malcolm Aussies, MALCOLM space AUSSIZZ. And also to let you know, friends, those of you who are in Melbourne, we are also coming up with a new branch. Actually, it's already started. It's on just next to the Flinders station. It's on Elizabeth Street, 7 to 9 Elizabeth Street, level 1, just next to McDonald's. It's unmissable. You can't miss it. Very soon we'll be starting PT coaching over there as well. So it'll be going on at 2 locations in the city, very close to each other, but still it's much closer to the station. So that's convenient many times for people, who come by train or travel by tram and train in the city. So kindly visit there as well. We're going to start very soon in the next 1 or 2 weeks probably. Well, Dinuka has a question. How much time should you spend on each reading task? I figured most of the time should be dedicated to FIB. That's right. What you figure out is correct. Most of the time should be on FIB and reorder paragraphs also. Don't neglect any task in particular, like reorders are also very important, and reorder paragraphs always gives you points for pairing. So always focus on the pairs. Many times people say, find out the standalone statement and reorder paragraphs. Agreed, standalone statements or introductions, they do help, but mainly everything is on the pairs. So focus on the pairs. For pairs, we need the logic. If the logic is sorted, everything will be smooth in the test. Last few questions, then I'll end the class. I'll end the lecture. Well, Sidhu has a question. For retail lecture, 5 sentences of 5 words, are they enough? How will they be enough? Hi, my name is Malcolm. Hi, my name is Malcolm. Hi, my name is Malcolm. I say it 5 times. I finish the whole answer in just 10 seconds. We have to speak for at least 25 seconds. So I'm sorry, but they're not enough. You'll have to speak a bit more. Definitely, you need to take more words, or you need to repeat the same words, but you'll have to speak more, obviously. S.K. Patel. Speaking word is 80 to 85% match with paragraph. I'm using Google speech to text. Now, sir, the problem with speech to text with Google is, and with all such apps is, these apps are always a bit too smart. Which means, since it is Google, and since it's your account, they know that you are from India. They know which part of India you are from. Obviously, it's Google, it knows everything. They say don't do evil, but you know what I mean. So obviously, it's about also the way you speak. Even if it shows 100% match, don't trust it so much. Because for every voice, it's different. And unfortunately, PTE is not Google. Right? Google speech to text, very intelligent algorithm. It works in a separate way compared to PTE. For PTE, you need somebody who is knowing about PTE, who has some experience about speaking, different people, voices, accents. Somebody like that can give you better feedback. So just use our Telegram group and you'll get a feedback from the tutors definitely over there. And don't rely too much on the apps. That's what I tell everyone, even to my own students. All of you are my students, so I tell the same thing. Don't rely on apps too much. Just get in touch with somebody who can actually be of good help to you. That's what I will say. Well, Manpreet, I watch your videos on YouTube in which you are saying avoid the backspace button while writing. Is this method helpful to score more? Sir, it's only helpful mainly to get a good score in spelling. I still recommend to this day to my students that if possible, use the delete key instead of backspace, or just highlight the words while you're writing and then overwrite the words. So one of the reasons is obviously that if you do that, you'll be more careful in your typing because you'll think and then you'll type. So automatically the mistakes will go down. And the second thing is, as I'm saying, it's much better to use a different key like a delete key or highlight the whole thing. There are other people who are just pinging me on Facebook right now. I won't name them, but please don't send me a message right now. It's coming on my screen and I'm doing the live video. So I would request not to ping me directly on the screen right now. Thank you. Well, another thing is that even if you use backspace, it will not impact your writing score. Very clearly I was told, even in my on my YouTube video that using Backspace will not impact the writing score. So even if you use Backspace, the only thing which may go down is your spelling score, not the writing score. So we don't need to worry about Backspace. If you want to use it, use it. It's not going to impact the writing score at all. The purpose of making that video was to make you understand what my presumption is, what my assumption is, because Pearson has never come out with any clarification whether you use Backspace or you don't. Abdul Shakur, may I request you to please stop pinging me on Facebook because I'm doing the live video. Your chat is coming again and again on the video. Please, can you if you stop it right now? Thank you, please. Thank you very much. Well, one more question. Can we use a format for retail lecture? Yes, you can use a format. That's okay. You can use a format, definitely. You can use a format. You can. But the thing is, try to get in as many words as you can from the audio because the score in listening depends on the words. Just give me a second, guys. Okay, thank you. So as I was saying that you can use a format in retail lecture, you can use a format, but mainly please be focused on the content also because you need words from the audio. The more words you have, the better score you get in listening. So in the pursuit of using a format, don't mess up your content because content will give you a good score in listening also. So please remember that every time you take the test. You can use a format, but use it a bit smartly or use a good format, which is actually helpful in covering more content also. So be a bit smart. You can also try your own format. So no need to worry much. All right, friends. So it's been a very lengthy session, almost 40 minutes into it. And last comment I'd like to tell you all that if you want a good score in reading, be good with your read aloud. Speak it in the correct way. Secondly, focus on summarize written text. It's very important. Summarize written text will give you points in reading and writing both. Thirdly, focus on fill in the blanks in the reading module because fill in the blanks is the heart of reading. It's second most important task after read aloud. If you're not good at blanks, you're not going to get 79 in reading, unfortunately. That's the truth. So focus more on the blanks, mainly both the blanks, reading and writing blanks. Next, focus on reorder paragraphs as well. They are a bit important because they help in the score of reading. Approximately around 10 points, approximately I'm saying out of 90, around 10 points can come from reorder paragraphs. So can't neglect it completely. It's a bit important, definitely. And last but not the least, focus on highlight incorrect words in the listening module. That's the last task in the listening module. So kindly focus on that as well. It's very important. If you make mistakes and highlight incorrect words, difficult to get 79 in reading, difficult. Last question, does PT exams get tougher if you increase the number of attempts? No sir, it's not like that. It's not at all like that. There are many rumors in the world. Every time there is a new rumor, many rumors. This is one of the rumors. Like many times people say, and people ask the most common question around March or April, is PT going to change? This question you'll hear a lot. A lot of your friends will tell you, did you hear PT is going to change? PT is going to change. PT is going to change. Everybody comes up with that question. Even our Facebook page is suddenly flooded. The inbox is flooded with the same question. Is PT going to change? So the answer to this question only PTE has. Basically all of these are baseless rumors. If PT will change, it will change. It's not going to ask us. It's not going to take our permission, right? It has not changed the pattern since the day it was started. It had 20 tasks right from the first test. Even today there are 20 tasks. So basically no need to worry much. Don't think too much. What has to happen has to happen. We have to get 8 each. We have to get 8 each. And that's why I say always target 90 each. Forget 8 each. Just target 9 each. And not even 9. Target 90 each. You get 90. You get a mindset of 90. You will get your desired score. You will get 20 visa points. Definitely. Alright. So thank you very much. Have a good evening all of you. And friends, once again reminding you, we have got 2 classes in the city now in Melbourne CBD. One is on 290 Collins Street and the second class is coming up very soon at 7/9 Elizabeth Street, level 1, just next to Flinders Station. And friends, today we are having the Education Expo at our new office. So it's going on till 5 p.m., still around half an hour more. So kindly visit it. There are 15 premier institutes from around Australia, mainly in Melbourne. They are visiting us. You can also visit us and definitely be a part of our journey. We'll try our best to help you out with everything. So thank you very much. My name is Malcolm. Think PTE, think PTE tutorials, and think Aussies PTE. Thank you, Ankur. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Have a good day, all of you. See you soon. Thank you.